Hello everyone and welcome to this impromptu tutorial. So we're kind of exploring things in Blender. In this particular video I was exploring the transformation constraint. It's a constraint that is quite powerful in Blender, and this is something I used to do when I was first started with Blender and this YouTube channel. I usually experiment and then put out the video as part of documentation and also kind of sharing the knowledge. And I've gotten that golden moment again, and I wanted to kind of share that with you guys. The transform constraint in Blender is arguably the most powerful Blender constraint because it kind of gives you almost like the behavior of a driver, where you can say the rotation of this bone is going to control the translation or scale. So this becomes powerful when rigging, because you can almost kind of artistically define the behavior of that constraint. But one thing, at least for myself, prior to kind of having my eureka moment, maybe this is information that is out there, but I think I learn better when I experiment myself. This is a very quick example I did to kind of ensure that I am not just fooling myself. So we have this bone, it rotates. It's doing a couple of things. When it rotates, this bone rotates, and then the rotation of this bone is going to trigger this to move. This is another bone, and the movement of this bone is going to trigger this bone to go up. So if we rotate this, it's gonna still trigger. If we move this, it's gonna trigger. So if we move this up, it's gonna trigger this. And if we rotate this, it's gonna trigger it. So it's all cool and all, but how does this work? Okay, so we have a simple tire. We have the tire parent. What we want is, when we move this, we want these tires to kind of rotate on their own. That's how we kind of rig for car, like car rigs. So to do that is like you can shift select this, or just select this and do add the transformation constraint, and we use the eyedropper to just pick this bone. So when we're working with bone, of course we want to be in local space, and this is where kind of the logic comes in. So the stuff is like, when we move this, so we're going to be moving this on the z-axis, local space. We want to move this on the z-axis and have this rotate on the x-axis. So you would think, oh, let me set up my constraint. I want to move from. So map from is basically the command you're going to give it, which is coming from this controller bone. So we want to say, hey, I'm going to be moving on the z-axis, and we can see that here. So let's say if I move this 0.1 on the z-axis, 0.1, and let's do also negative 0.1. So because we want it to go back and forth, and it should be able to rotate on the x-axis. So we want this to go 45 degrees and negative 45 degrees. Rotation, of course. Okay, so one thing you see, it's like, oh, it's weird. It's like it's not rotating, and this is something you might have experienced if you use the transformation constraint. Is like sometimes it works and sometimes it just doesn't work, and you like, oh, this constraint is very unreliable. So the logic is actually quite simple. So you see map from and map to, these are not like just English words, or they don't know how to say controller or destination. The map from and map to actually means something. So we are mapping from, excuse me, I need to cough. Okay, I'm back, well refreshed. Okay, so we are mapping from the z-axis onto the x-axis. So what does that mean? That's where these drop downs come into play. So the drop down are basically um, cards that you can shuffle to fit what you need. So in this instance, we want to rotate on the x-axis. I mean, it could get complicated, or at least confusing if you're not like focused. So the way you will look at it is we want to rotate this on the x-axis, right? And since we're going to rotate it on the x-axis, and which is all fine, we've imputed 45 in the x-axis. But now we need to map that this z, this is the axis coming from the controller that we want to affect the x-axis of the destination, basically. Well, so to just switch this to z, and that's all. Oh, sorry. Okay, I forgot to turn this on. So let's clear the rotation. Now, if we move this, we can see it's rotating how we'd want. So now, if we want to control the speed, let's do 5 and 5. So this is how you get like a rolling tire and having it work. Sometimes it might everything just align and it works without doing this, and now you know why it works. So we can just copy this constraint. Oh, we can set it up again so it kind of cements in the head. The transformation, we select the source, select bone. So local space, local space. So we want 0.1 on the Z, so -1, 1, and we want to do -5, rotation of course, 5 and 5. And we can switch this to Z because we are mapping from Z. And once you do that, it should work ideally. So we will click on extrapolate. So this is just basically making it loop over and over. If you don't have that, it's just gonna play one time and stop. So you can use this kind of understanding to create more cool systems like this. But yeah, don't be afraid to experiment and make mistakes. That's the fastest way to learn. So bye bye for now. See you guys later.